If things get worse, it will decline. And unfortunately, this scenario is almost the default scenario unless you intervene at federal and state levels. Because your income is now making you less eligible for certain kinds of development assistance and loans, for example, from Gavi and the World Bank. And so a lot of the funding that supported primary health care, which has come through those World Bank loans, not only won't be coming, but the interest on those loans will become due. So without more and better spent domestic money, investment in your people will decline by default as the donor money shrinks, which is a lose-lose scenario for everyone. However, if you commit to getting better results in health and education, if you spend more and more effectively, per capita GDP will stay on its course to make a remarkable post-recession recovery. This is the scenario we all want. Nigeria thriving because every Nigerian is able to thrive. And the data makes it clear this is within reach. By investing in people, I mean prioritizing health and education, the factors included in the model I just showed. It also means opening up opportunities in agriculture and microenterprise sectors, as the government has proposed in the ERGP. It means creating conditions where Nigerians can reach their goals while adding value to the economy. Our foundation is not an investor in education here, but the recent World Bank World Development Report that just came out makes it clear that education is a key element in improvements in employment, productivity, and wages. Today, though, more than half of rural Nigerian children can't adequately read and write. The conclusion is inescapable. Nigeria's economy tomorrow depends on improving its schools today. The same is true for health, which is the priority for our foundation. In 1978, Dr. Olikuye Ransom Kuti, who later became Nigerian Minister of Health, helped establish primary health care as the global standard. We now know that a strong primary care system takes care of 90% of people's health needs. Tragically, 40 years after Dr. Ransom Kuti helped other countries set a course for the future, the Nigerian primary health care system is broken. The evidence for this can be found in the epidemic of chronic malnutrition or stunting. As the name suggests, chronic malnutrition is not a disease children catch. It is a condition that develops over time because they are deprived of a diverse diet and the services of a strong primary health care system, including vaccination. The consequences of stunting are devastating. Though stunted children are defined as shorter than average, we're not particularly concerned about their height. What we're more concerned about is their brains, or what Akin Adesina calls gray matter infrastructure. This is a picture of a brain of a single normally developing infant on the left. And on the right is a picture of a brain of a chronically malnourished infant. What you can clearly see is a dramatic difference in the neural connections of these two brains. And once this damage is done, it's almost impossible to repair. So in Nigeria, 1 in 3 children is therefore at risk of this condition. It's a tragedy for these children, but also a huge blow to the economy. According to the World Bank, addressing this crisis would add almost $30 billion a year to GDP. So what does it take to solve stunting? It takes a focus on agricultural development, nutrition, and primary health care. A functioning primary health care system has 6 features: adequate funding, good facilities in the right places, skilled and dedicated health workers, ample stocks of equipment and medicines, patients who know about the system and know to use it, and a mechanism for collecting data to constantly improve the quality. Today, the Nigerian primary healthcare system is not adequately funded, but it also doesn't get the most out of its current funding. I want to reemphasize the last point about data. More transparency would lead to more accountability, which would strengthen governance and management and would improve quality across the board. I visited a health clinic in Bodinga LGA in Sokoto yesterday, and it reminded me why this work is so important. I'd like to encourage all of you to visit a health center in the next month. I think you'll see how the system can be improved and how much good that can achieve. I know Nigeria can do this because I've seen what you can accomplish when you meet health challenges head on. As many of you know, our foundation has been a key partner in the fight against polio. As you can see in this graph, the hard work of hundreds of thousands of local leaders and health workers since the turn of the millennium has paid off.
Billionaire, investor, philanthropist, and Microsoft founder, Bill Gates. Let's discuss some of what he outlined in that speech that you've heard when we come back after the break. You're watching Business Morning. It's Friday, March the 23rd.